Hail to all you magnificent bastards and bastards out there in TV land. How's everybody doing today? It is a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. We got Paladin Dragoon out in the audience. Yo, what is up? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Boy, do I have a good one for you. You know, I should have played the Canadian national anthem. I should have actually done a little bit of prep. I should have done a little extra work. But, you know, excuses are excuses, and I've got a whole bunch of them. But without further ado, let's bring out the Canadian hero himself, the creator of Canadian Shield, the sexy Rick Piper of Cross Comics. What's up, my man? How you doing?
I am doing good. I think my face in there somehow.
Yeah. No,
I
I am
was going to
completely
say, you played
unprepared.
the wrong anthem.
I know, and I was as soon as I went to go look, I was like, "Dang it, man! I knew I should have whipped up a Canadian Shield really quick, or like with the Fantasy Star Online too, like I did with that other waifu. I should have made a Canadian waifu in red and white, and had her out there for the Canadian national anthem. I'm gonna have to start doing that. I'm just gonna start gathering a bunch of national anthems, so that way, whenever I've got somebody on the show, we can play their anthem. Like at major sporting events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because is not this entrepreneurial spirit of independent comics just another? It's a sport. For some, it's a blood sport, but for most of us, it's just fun and games.
Dude,
that's right. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt, usually in the butt.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. It's on or around the buttocks that people get hurt usually. And it's
yeah.
silly.
Well, those are the ones that you don't worry about. The ones that get butt hurt. They usually get butt hurt over nothing.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, for real. It's absolute like silliness. And of course, I've got my cavalcade of waifu up here. But dude, man, how's the campaign coming along?
All right, it could obviously almost always be better.
Well, yeah, that is a given. On issue number 3, dude, I've watched you from I've been there since the beginning, watching you do this and watching the production value just go up and up and up and up. Well, and I'm just like, dude, yes.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that I always want to do is up the production value, for each comic, because hey, you want to give people a better product, the best product.
It's true,
right? And
that's right.
When you start off, you can only do so much, and hey, just step by step.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot of fun and whatnot, and make sure everybody, if you're out there in TV land, make sure you share this show out. Coming over to YouTube at Tank Ferret Presents, and come check the show. If you're watching there on X, formerly known as Twitter, sometimes known as Twix, break me off a piece.
Twix.
I know that's a Kit Kat bar thing, but Twix is 2 for me, none for you. But we want to share.
Yes.
That's right. So, dude, man, yeah, you can feel free to bring up your campaign or whatnot. I am just hideously behind schedule here. I have been in commission land, and I've had shingles all week, so.
Ooh, not good.
No, it's not. I'm very happy. My kids all have chickenpox vaccines because they're only semi-effective against chickenpox, but what they do stop is that shingles. Let's go with the make it big. Where is it? There we go. Boom. Heck yeah. So 14 backers, $582 Canadian. That's like 40 rupees? No, just kidding.
Actually, technically, I'm one of the backers because I ended up trying to do, because with Fun Mark Comics to get in the featured picks, somebody needs to tip the website. And so I went in to see whether I could just tip the website and end up giving myself a box. And the website a buck, Canadian, and it got me up into the feature picks. So there's a little hack for the site if you want to get into the thing.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, that's kind of fun, a little pay to win, but that's fine. If you're not paying for it, you're the product. And with Fun My Comic, no, the product is what you see before you. Canadian Shield number 3. Let's check out the campaign, man. You have some internal pages up there. You got a cool, you got a wild trailer.
Yeah.
That
Well, I'm not sure whether I'd call it a trailer, but a Canadian Shield song. I'm not sure how you would.
Right, it's a good form of advertisement. I like the route that you've taken here. To maximize your production value with the budget you have.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you piece this thing together.
I have got told about a animation thing that would bring your your images to life, right? Vidu. And I got told that by Hero Shack. He showed me it. I played with it a little, and then I thought, okay, it's decent enough. It's actually doing stuff based on my stuff. I'm fairly decent. So I went and bought a subscription for a year, and just got to use all your points that they give you because in every month because they don't roll over, unfortunately.
Right,
which is just stupid. You're paying for these. They should roll over, in my opinion. But that's a totally different story. But anyways, I just started using various pictures and and said, okay, do this, do that, do this, this. And I got about 500 videos. Well, maybe not quite that, mind me, but 100 for sure to make this, because AI is notorious for never giving you what you really want.
It's very true. I've done a lot of playing with Grok's animation features, and boy, is that a mixed bag of nuts. I probably say that less than 8% are anything resembling okay.
Yeah. And as you can see from the picture here, it said rescue a cat in a tree, and it gives me a cat with 2 tails.
It's a magic cat.
You would think it would know a cat doesn't have 2 tails. And actually, this is actually the second one it gave me. The second or third one, a little even more wonkier. I did on my channel. I put together a whole bunch of videos on the making of this. Showed all the videos that that didn't make it. Well, I even showed the ones that did because a lot of them are sped up. And speeding up a 4-second video. It's like okay, or they're cut. Even cut at that too. It's like just to make go with the music and what's being said and all that.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you there. Yeah, no, I have been toying around with machine assisted tweening, in betweening.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of trying to nail down a service, but they're all abysmal. Like even with raw footage that I'm going to have to pay to get done anyways, it's a lot cheaper than hiring an animation studio.
Yeah, well, I use for my editing software, I use Move BI.
Okay, I use DaVinci Resolve, which reminds me, I have to upgrade to version 20. Not DaVinci the AI, like a lot of people think it is. No, DaVinci Resolve. It's professional grade video editing software that is donationware. So there's basically the free version, which has limited functionality and very limited user friendliness, but enough to introduce you to the program to be like, oh, well, I like this program or I don't like this program. But the full version is $300, and it's pro quality. Like it really is. It's pro quality stuff. I'm still learning a lot of the functionality for
Yeah.
that.
And I'm
But
not sure if you want to play the video, but
yeah, go ahead, man. Let's
well,
full
I just
screen
gave.
that.
I'm not sure whether my audio will share properly. I just sent you a link to
Oh,
where it is on my website.
yeah.
So yeah, I did it in the private chat here in StreamYard. So
Okay,
you
let
can
me
get it to
let me
bring it
go
up.
over and grab that. Where do I hide that from myself? I know I hide it somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna open that and we're gonna grab this. We're gonna no, I don't want to try your silly service or anything of the sort. Stupid YouTubes. All right,
Yeah.
let's see here. We're gonna share screen. We're gonna grab the campaign video. Make sure it's sharing audio. We're gonna say boop. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Then we're gonna go ahead and shove ourselves down here at the bottom so that gets maximum coverage. And then I gotta go over to the other thing and then full screen that. And then make sure it's at 0 and hit the play.
A man being transported through time by God. An angel appears telling him put on a nearby suit. And after that he must travel south. The suit on he is endowed with incredible powers. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. Another man wanting to end his life. Canadian shield saves him in the nick of time. Now he lets the man know reasons to live. With this, the man goes on to live many more days. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. To fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. A villain appears and threatens many. Canadian shield rush to the scene. A battle ensues and blows are traded. The Canadian shield wins and many are saved. Canadian shield with the power of strength. Canadian shield with the power of speed. Canadian shield with the power of flight. Canadian shield with many more powers. To fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need.
That's fun, dude. That's a lot of fun. Oh,
Was Trusty Sidekick did that. I'm not sure whether he colored it or I colored it. I think I colored it.
okay.
He did some fan art. I colored it, and the other image that was in the sort of a still image that I animated something was I'm not sure whether you know who the box office artist is. Jamie Reyes, I think is his name. He has a channel here on YouTube.
Okay.
Well, last September he was at Hamilton Comic Con, and I got him to do the Canadian Shield commission for the draw the Canadian Shield. First time I've actually, did something like that in person. But I've watched him enough on thing, and he actually lives nearby. And it's like, but his was only black and white, and I colored it again, and And
Okay.
I just figured put them in. I was like, there was this dull time where what do I put in here? Like I don't got any more rural stuff, so I figured just put these images in and have them, animated a little bit.
Right. Well, hey, let me say hello to Omer Glitch out there in the chat. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah. Hey, Omar.
Yeah, sorry I missed the Hump Day show. It's the best show. It really is. It's the best. There are
Yeah,
other good shows. But
I know
that
he was
one's
saying
the
about
best.
coming on his show. I got to get on his show soon.
Omer's a great guy. You should absolutely reach out to him. He's a real force multiplier. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes and doesn't get enough credit. I'm joking, of course. Um, he likes being the secret man behind the scenes, secret agent man.
Giving you a number and taking away your name.
So link is in the chat. It's also in the description below. Make sure you share out this comic out there. This is good, clean fun. This is wholesome Christian comic. You know, without being like it's not rude. You know, because I've read a lot of Christian comics, and they're so corny, and it's like, oh my gosh, man, tell a story. And Canadian Shield tells a story, and I love it. I love it, man. Fill us in a little bit on the story. Scroll down the page. Let us see some of that beautiful beam footage. What's with that cover, dude? That's got me.
Yeah, if you don't, I think you know who Chris Tomalevich is from Hero Shack Comics. He did this.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That's some of his best work, dude. That's real good.
Yeah, and he did this like when I was doing 2000 Canadian Shield 2, right near the end of it. I asked him to see whether he could do a cover for me for Canadian Shield 3 because I wanted to advertise that it would be coming soon, so I wanted a picture on it. And he gives his rendition of the villain in his costume of this issue, in his costume that he will get eventually, because in this issue you see the villain just becoming the villain. He's just recently got his power, didn't even know, and then he gets in an argument, and you know, in those arguments sometimes you can eat it, and you just get that look that can kill. Well, in his case, it ended up killing. And he and that all happens off screen, and he just doesn't want to take accountability. He doesn't want to go to jail, so he like ends up in a fight with the Canadian Shield.
See, that's one of the things I enjoy about the Canadian Shield comics is that there's something to be learned. There's always a moral of the story, and I appreciate that, especially when you're reaching out to like all ages, especially young readers, because comic books are a gateway to literacy. And I do highly recommend comics for young readers. We don't get enough of them. Just like when comic books were originally big before and during World War II, you know, they're mostly intended for young adults. And that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
But this is a good one. Let's scroll on down. Show us some of that beautiful beam footage going on there.
But the Canadian Shield himself is a native Canadian or American, however you want to say it, from the early 1800s.
First Nation.
Yeah. Well, I think we're Six Nations here, so around this area. So that's the one that he's from. Although they wouldn't have been called, I don't think they would have been called Six Nations back in his day, but
right.
That's what they are now, I believe. But he was from the Hamilton, Ontario area, which is where I'm from. But he is transported through time to modern day by God. And then the suit that he wears that gives him his powers, which are Superman-esque, is from the future. The Canadian government created it in secret. And God takes it from the future and transports it back to our time. And takes an angel appears to him and tells him to put on the suit and travel south, and thus the journey begins. You know, he's learning his powers and all that, and you know, and he's 8 foot tall to begin with, and you know, pretty brawny. So you know, really, you don't want to mess with him before the suit, You really don't want to mess with a Malcolm suit.
So it's a suit that it's not necessarily like static in power, but it amplifies the abilities of the wearer. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
yeah, and very much so. Probably anybody wearing it would get really amped up. I have a power
Right.
card. I have a power card now that says 1 out of 10 where he's at, and I have a basics of what those mean. Someone gotta define it a little bit more better.
Right.
So
Like that
these
last
are
panel
some.
down there.
So those are three. I've got about 5 or 6 pages colored now. These are pages that I have yet to get colored. So it's the line art that you'll see here. And there's probably going to be a few corrections in the artwork. But that's nothing.
Nice.
Just because, well, in this bottom one, you don't see his cape. And when you see it coming off his shoulder, but you don't see it in behind him.
Uh-oh. Little visual editing that needs to get done there.
Yeah. So, it's just minor things like that, drawn in a line.
Right. But hey, noticing it is a big deal. I mean, a lot of people these days are so picky about that stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, man, it's a comic book show.
Yeah, I noticed it, and I'm the editor in that way. If I see something I think needs to be corrected, I try and get my guy to do it, but sometimes it takes a while to get back to me, and I just end up doing it myself. So, but that's all right.
Hey, that's part of being boss. Sometimes you got to get your hands dirty and just do it yourself.
Yeah,
I dig it.
So this is his fight with part of his fight with the villain Absorb. He's a janitor at a nuclear power plant. He ends up being able to absorb various energies, sort of like Parasite.
Okay.
So he's not in his exact costume. He's in a janitor suit that looks similar, which is why I chose that. Well, I decided to design the janitor suit based off his outfit because I figured, okay, how does he make his suit? Well, he's gonna base it off his janitor suit from when he got his powers.
That's fun.
Now you don't see that happen in here. That's gonna happen off screen.
Right.
After this issue sometime, and maybe I'll show that happen in another comic.
But it's a good origin of a villain type of story, the hero overcoming and whatnot. So that is really cool, man. These the art quality is definitely coming up with each subsequent issue. That's exciting, man, because you got a whole universe to bring to people. Folks may not know this, but you are like super creative.
And of course we got some stretch goals here. At 650, the John Sims Power Trading Card. So it'll have his a little bit of his history and stats on the back. Not that he's going to have very big stats. He's just a police officer, a police detective. That you meet in this issue, who's going to become supporting cast for Canadian Shield.
I can dig that. Yeah, no, supporting characters are important. They help paint a scene. They help paint a picture. I do love a good supporting cast.
Yeah, and all these numbers are in Canadian dollars too, so not American. So that's a little less for you guys when you guys.
So you're really close to. So you're actually really close to. You're actually really close to getting that next goal then.
Yeah.
We'll do.
Yeah, I'm just about $68, I think, away.
Okay.
Canadian. So, so that's probably about 50 euro, 50 American. What were you gonna say?
Oh, we got more artwork. Let's go down there. So physical
Yeah.
backer will get a digital every physical backer will get a digital copy of 4-page Ashcan that's in the work. Oh, okay. We'll get a physical copy of the 4-page Ashcan. Nice. I love Ashcans.
Yeah, this is 4-page Ashcan, written by me, drawn by Alpha Proto, for those that know it.
Nice.
It's just a quick overview for those that might not know the Canadian Shield. You know, it says, about how he got the thing, that then he, becomes a hero, he does all the good deeds, saving people and all that. It says a little bit of what's happened. It says a little bit of what basically happened, that he fights villains, that he's going to be in a team eventually, and stuff like that, and what he does with his powers, how he, just helps people, takes on bad guys, crooks and all that.
Nice.
It's something simple, and it's something that I want. This is just going to be black and white, although I want to do one for each of my major characters, the 4-page Ashcan, and have them black and white, and then I want to color them afterwards, or have them colored, and then put into a book together, and then that's going to lead to some sort of a story story arc in the actual comics, because at the end of this one, he's in their base, where their base is, and it's revealed that he's just reporting this to tell, to make a record of it for, in their files, the space station, and he's like, I don't think this is might not be a good idea, revealing our information in this way, in case some villain, well, he doesn't say it like that, but, basically in case it gets into the wrong hands, so some villain.
Right.
And so I'm going to have it so somehow some villain does get a hold of it. And then it's going to be a whole story arc.
Nice. That's cool. So let's. You got any more artwork on that page to show us? Sorry, hold on.
No, there's just one page so far. And I should have put.
Well, let's go through these. Let's go through these. You know what? We'll go through these tiers in a minute. So, what was your inspiration for creating the Canadian Shield?
Well, first off, I wanted to create, comics that, like I got into reading comics, and at one point I thought, there's no Christian superhero. Let me create some. Canadian Shield was not my first one created, and even when I did create the name, if you will, it was a little different at first. Because at first he was supposed to be a big burly biker type guy, and his suit was a little different too. It was just red on the outside, white in the middle, and then a maple. I'm not sure whether I had the shield with the maple leaf in, but and he was just going to be riding a motorcycle going around doing stuff. That was my initial conception, and I don't know what got me to change to this. I think it might have been Archie's comics, The Shield, but it would have been probably DC's version from Impact Comics that got me to do it, because I found out Archie had superheroes, and then shortly after that, DC put out an imprint called Impact Comics, and they did like 6 or 7 of their characters and tried to introduce it. Unfortunately, the universe ended up flopping after about a year and a half, 2 years, something like that.
Impact had some interesting characters.
Yeah. Well, they had the Shield, Jaguar, Comet, Fly, Black Hood.
I read Comet and Fly.
Yeah, I read both of them. I read all of them. I actually pretty much have the whole thing.
Oh, that's neat.
Right now, they're all in storage because of.
Yeah, due to circumstances.
Oh, the web. The web was the other one.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that, dude. Yeah.
And they
Holy
were
smokes, I
government.
read that one too. I remember I got all the first issues when they came out, and
Yeah.
then I just I just picked from the ones that I enjoyed the most to continue reading, but they did not last long. I do recall
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the Shield itself was the first one to come out, and he made it up to like issue 19 or 18 or something like that. Maybe he made it into the 20s. I forget. Here, let me see if I can find out quickly.
Right. No, I dig that. So everybody out there, make sure you go back to the Canadian Shield today over on Fun My Comic. Rick has been a long-standing member of the indie comic community and an absolute mensch, a fantastic guy.
Well, this is saying the Shield lasted 16 issues and one annual. Comet lasted 18 issues, one annual. Jaguar 14 and one annual. Fly 17, one annual. Web 14 and one annual. Black Hood 12 issues, one annual. And then there was Crusaders, the team, which was 8 issues, and then Crucible, which was the ending of it, which was 6 issues.
Right. Well, yeah. But Canadian Shield is going to be going on. It's going to be going strong. Now,
Oh, yeah.
So let's see here. Yeah. And you have Canadian Shield has I mean, as we saw from that little teaser trailer that you've got for the Canadian Shield song, the Canadian Shield music video, shall we call it?
Yeah.
That you've got a whole bunch of characters, heroes, villains,
Yeah.
somewhere and everywhere in between.
All the in the spot where it says and faces the evil that come his way in each of the chorus thing, I showed different villains that he's going to face off against in the comic run to what I've got planned so far.
That's
so
cool.
those are all villains that will appear in Canadian Shield at some point. You saw Absorb there. I just I would have liked to do something different, for the last part instead of rescuing the kid, but I couldn't think of anything, and I ran out of credits at the time, and I wanted to get this up. So, but I wanted to do different villains for each of the songs. So there's 4 different villains in each one. Actually, one has a double because it's a team that goes up against them. Bat Black and Black Bat.
Okay. That's cool, man. Yeah, no, a good hero needs a good rogues gallery.
Yeah.
Some of the most memorable heroes are mostly memorable because of their gallery.
Now, I'm not sure how many of these are going to be ongoing villains for him, but my concept in creating my universe is introduce as many villains as I could in that first quote-unquote year and a half that I had sort of planned out or have planned out. But obviously it's taken more than a year and a half because of the crowdfunding. I was thinking I'd be putting these sightings out monthly, but things aren't quite working out that way. But that's all right.
Well, hey, man, all you can really do is just continue the mission.
Yeah.
You work with what you got. You make the best of it, and as your purchasing power increases, and as your standard of living gets a little better, you increase the production value every time, and that's the way to go. Let's check out those delicious, beautiful. Let's check out those beautiful campaign perks and whatnot that you got going on here.
Okay. Well, the first one is get drawn in.
All right.
It's $100 Canadian, so that's $75 to $80 American.
Okay,
so
that's standard.
You get drawn. You see the one panel that shows you a bunch, but on the next 2 panels, this is a church that Canadian Shield attends for the first time. So I figured there's going to be a bunch of spots that people can be in the congregation. There's 10 spots in total. 2 have been taken. But you're going to be seeing, not just in this panel, but in the panels on the next 2 pages, because there's more shots of the congregation as it's showing the preacher preach, just snippets of his sermon, So, and anybody else backing this will, of course, get, with being in, they will also get a physical copy of the comic. So
that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so that's fantastic, man. That allows you to do a lot of things. Now you're funded, so you've got your minimum printing run and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah.
Sorted out. And this is not your first rodeo.
No.
You have fulfilled campaigns, and you've done good from what I hear, man. From what I know, you have done real good.
This is technically my 4th campaign. Well, technically 5th, but we won't count the first one. I did, before I got into this community, I did one over on Kickstarter, and well, I didn't know what I was doing back then, so.
We all learned to walk by falling on our face.
It did not reach its goal, so it's like, okay. I would, but that, like I said, I won't get that. Although I've done a couple on Kickstarter as well, but they were all for whatever book I was doing after. I did Indiegogo and then figured I'd try my luck on Kickstarter. So again, I don't really. It's the same campaign, so I wouldn't count it as a different campaign if I'm trying to sell the same book just on a different platform.
Well, yeah, no, and that's an interesting talk for another time. Is the advantages and disadvantages of the 3 major comic book crowdfunding platforms: Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic, in that order, those of magnitude, because they're all wildly different and whatnot. And I love Fund My Comic. I'm a huge fan. Very low platform fees, straight, simple, like direct funding. So, your company, not them, is responsible for the finances. And that's absolutely fantastic because, unless, and hey, man, if they can't cancel Pigman, they're not canceling nothing.
Yeah. So I
love that Bosch Fausting just closed out that book, and that's a great one too.
But every campaign thus far, since I've got every campaign that I got money, I fulfilled. I'd say in a timely manner. There was a couple of hiccups on the first one, and there was a couple of hiccups on the last one, but they were minor.
So out of 4 campaigns, you would say that 2 were absolutely on time, and the other 2 were within a reasonable margin of error?
Well, this is technically the 4th.
Right.
So
3. It's still ahead of the curve. You're still ahead of the curve.
The first time I had trouble getting the money off of Indiegogo, so that's why it was, like 2 months late, And then
that's see, that's one of the things I love about Fund My Comic is no shenanigans from the hosting site.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, I had told somebody suggested I raise it in American funds, right? And I thought that was a good idea. And they were Canadian, and they had gotten the money off of Indiegogo, no problem. And so I figured, okay, same thing, but they had changed the way they did things from the time he did it to the time I did it. So somehow I think that messed with things. And then, they tried to keep giving me the money, and, I'm trying to have the bank work with them, and all that. It's like, this stuff.
No, international currency exchange is a real mother. It really is.
So So thanks to our good friend, my good friend John Dillard, we ended up getting it switched to go into his bank account, and then he just sent me the money through PayPal. So that solved that problem. And then I
Yeah,
did
solid.
then I did a small campaign of a coloring book in Canadian funds on Indiegogo just to see whether it would go through.
Mhm.
And that went through all right. I didn't reach my funding goal, but I just said, give me whatever money I get, So I
Right.
would know one way or another if Canadian funds would allow me to do it. And it did. So then next campaign, I fulfilled everybody on that one early. And then the next
Nice.
one, I did, and I was trying to go with a printer that John Dillard went with,
Mhm.
one of us indie people, but he went down for cleaning his printers or his printers or whatever for things. I don't think he's ever came back up, but
Oh wow.
the last time I looked. So, I waited a little bit longer than I should have for that campaign, and eventually it's just like, okay, I just got to print. And I
Right.
printed, and again, that was probably a month or two late, but everybody got their books. And I'd say in a fairly timely manner. 2 months isn't too bad to be late. But not that you should. I don't think
Hey,
it's late to begin with,
look,
unless there's a good reason, like, can't get the money out to people.
within 90 days is a reasonable margin of error. Um, Within 90 days is a reasonable margin of error. And that number actually comes from a legal standpoint, because if it goes over 90 days, then legally can be considered to be a failure of delivery of services or goods that have been paid for. But before then, you're still legally within the acceptable margin, right? And here's the thing: is that I did a major research project where using the power of computers and and scores of hours, definitely over 100 hours of intense research, I analyzed over 36,000 crowdfunded comic book campaigns across Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And some of the answers I got back were staggering. Like, for one, um, uh, 2/3 of campaigns don't fund. And then of those campaigns that fund, 75% of them are going to be late. And about 10% are going to be no shows. They're going to be duds.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and especially when you're just getting into starting a business, right? And
Yeah. You don't count your costs, but
well, it's all new, so it's all
yeah.
learning curve.
Oh, yeah,
And
that too.
yeah, and the fact that you've managed to stay ahead of the curve is absolutely fantastic. And so that should give people some customer confidence in purchasing your fine wares here.
Yeah.
So let's scroll on down. Let's take a look at the next perk.
Oh, the next one is the digital version of Canadian Shield 3, which is only $5 Canadian.
Hey, I think that comes out to about $3.50 US.
$3.50. $3.50.
I don't know. See, now I have to look it up.
Well, it's probably a little
to
different from day to day, but
USD. We're gonna see what that is. It's $3.60. Dang, I'm good at this game. I'm a math nerd, dude.
so,
So I
yeah,
have to keep
that's
muting
fairly.
myself. Allergies are just moidus. But it's close enough that we could say, $3.50. You don't get no luck in this monster, no $3.50. Man, no luck that mother, no $3.50. You don't get no luck like mother. You go ahead and give Rick Piper $3.50. He gonna give you a comic book.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And
And
that's
so
the full color comic.
Yeah.
I totally forgot to ask you how many pages.
23.
23 pages of story. Any additional content you got in there?
There'll probably be a page showing fan art and something that Metal suggested to me last time for Canadian. Well, all of them, but I only did it for Canadian Shield. The third page, and I could do. I want to do it for them all. Is based on Stanley's soapbox, Piper's Pulpit.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that. I love double alliteration too. So you've got me sold. I
So,
like
you
a
know-
good, letter from the pub. I like a good publisher's page, a good editor's page,
Yeah.
a good editorial with the comics. It was one of the things I loved when I was buying like those old issues and the early issues that I got into at reading Marvel comics and stuff was that
Yeah.
there was often Stan Soapbox or a editor's, an editorial page, a letter from the editor, whether it was
Yeah.
Jim Shooter or Tom DeFalco.
I'd
Absolutely
like to
enjoy that
maybe
stuff.
eventually do a letters page, people writing in or whatever and saying something or asking questions. Maybe that would be something I'd like to do. So Piper's Pulpit, it's probably going to end up always being some sort of little moral lesson, spelling it out or whatever. One of the moral lessons you might be able to get from the book.
Heck yeah.
Like with
Heck
Canadian Shield too, he asks, the angel, is he ever going to return to his time? And, the angel, asks God and gives him an answer. I based the Piper's Pulpit off that the last time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to base. I haven't written it yet. I'm not sure what I'm basing it off of this time yet in the book. I got to write that soon.
I dig it. I dig it. Let's go ahead and check out the next perk you got going on here.
Okay, well, that is the physical shield.
So $15 plus shipping. Now, is that shipped from Canada or is that shipped from the United States?
It is shipped from Canada, but the shipping is, I'm only charging $10 on that one to go to the States. $10 Canadian. So it's $25,
right.
Canadian for the two. So, that's probably about $20 American, maybe a little less. So that's still a pretty good deal. $20.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's standard, standard affair these days.
Yeah, I'd like to try and get it down a little bit more eventually. But the shipping is always the killer, right?
It really, really is, and it's phony baloney nonsense. It's false markup, on the end of those guys. But so $25 plus that's for US, less for Canadian. It's probably cost the same to ship to the UK as it does the US.
It's usually a little bit more.
That's not bad.
For Canada, I do $5 for a single issue. For the States, I do 10, and worldwide, I just go 15.
Wow.
Sometimes it's a little bit more than that 15. Sometimes it's maybe $1 less.
Well, that gives an insight into all this crowdfunding too. Is especially if you're at this level where you're at, is that profit margins are not as healthy as you would hope.
Yeah. I don't want to charge anybody absorbent shipping rates,
Right.
I try and get it close to the cost. Obviously I can't get it right on because unless, I go there and, ask beforehand, but that's hard. It's hard to run a campaign for each and every one. So, you just, unfortunately, you generalize what the price is going to be, It might be a little bit more for the international, the 15. One might be a little bit more. one might be a little bit less. So
We got like, yeah, well, like, like John Mailing, he just charges like flat 35 for the base book, and that includes shipping, and he ships worldwide. And I mean, it's a bit of gambling, but he's betting on most of his customers coming from the United States, domestically.
and I did that
so
on
it's
my
a game.
first campaign. I did that on my first campaign. I included it in the cost. So I think it's ending up about the same. But the first campaign I did U.S. dollars. Now I'm doing Canadian, so it is a little less for the Americans. Well, it's a little less for everybody because it's in Canadian dollars, instead of American dollars.
Yeah, no, I mean that comes out to about $20 US for the comic plus shipping.
Yeah, and like if it was $25 American, then it's like, well, for Canadians or whatever, that that's $30 or $35. That's almost an extra $10. So.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. Let's check out the next next tier you got going on here. Got 6 baggers on that one.
This is the physical sealed sign. So an extra $5.
Nice. Tip your brick, and get it signed.
Yeah,
you heard about Rick. He's eating some expenses here. Give him extra money. Just get it signed. Don't be a bitch.
And the thing is, you know what? The thing is, if they happen to get it unsigned and they actually see me in person, I'll sign it for free.
Speaking of awesomeness, we've got the trusty sidekick out there in the audience. What is up, Trusty?
Hey, Trusty, you should look at my promo video, my Canadian Shield music video. I used your image as the last image in it, and got it animated.
I think that's a perfect opportunity. Let's go ahead and we'll replay this video.
A man being transported through time by God. An angel appears telling him, put on a nearby suit. And after that he must travel south. The suit on he is endowed with incredible powers. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. Another man wanting to end his life. Canadian Shield saves him in the nick of time. Now he lets the man know reasons to live. With this, the man goes on to live many more days. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. A villain appears and threatens many. Canadian Shield rush to the scene. A battle ensues and blows are traded. The Canadian Shield wins and many are saved. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers. Will fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need.
There you go, Trusty.
Heck yeah.
What do you think, Trusty?
That's just too much fun.
Yeah, and I actually wrote
Trusty likes it.
Well, he said the nice, just me telling him. And I actually wrote the lyrics to that.
That's cool. It's got a catchy chorus, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's an earworm.
Like I was trying to think, I was getting sumo to do it, and it's like I just couldn't figure out, wasn't doing it like I liked or whatever. So it's like, okay, let me write this, see how I can do, and then get it put music to it. And it's just it came out good, that's for sure.
It says it's really cool. That's cool, man. It really is catchy. It is. It's a bit of an earworm. It's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. I'm going to be trying to work, and just going to have Canadian Shield with the power of strength, Canadian Shield with the power of speed, Canadian Shield with the power of flight, and many other powers. I love it. No.
Yeah, so I just got to describe them quick, this power, that power. Again, you still have more power. They don't want to just go with the power of whatever again. So it's just more power.
It's like, look, dude, I could go on and on. Just read the book. Just read the book. All right, let's scroll down. Let's see what the next one is. So make sure you're going to get a physical copy. Get it signed by Rick. Put a couple extra ducats in his tip jar. Now, look at that. Canadian Shield first issue remastered for 10 Canadian plus shipping. So that's about $7.50 US.
Yeah.
You get a copy.
So, this is for anybody that hasn't, gotten the Canadian Shield first, like, I know it's the third issue, but not maybe you haven't heard of me before now. So this is a great time to, you can still jump on and get it. You don't even have to get number 3 to get this. Hey, you can if you want. It's available there. And this is, I went back from the original, which is still good. I love it, Hope Raven and all that, the coloring, but they were a little muted. I'm not sure what the right word is, muted, but I made the colors a lot more vibrant in it. And I tweaked some of the art just to make them look a little bigger, as big as he should look in it.
Right.
So,
well, that's cool.
The whole remastered part.
Yeah, I also noticed you used a little bit of ambient lighting, refracted lighting there. And that's actually a smart trick. The red
cover, I did not do this cover.
Who did that?
This was done by Sketchbook 360.
Okay, cool.
The only part that I added was the remastered. He put in the Canadian Shield.
That's really cool.
And this was all done traditionally by him.
Nice. So yeah, no, dude, people like a good catch-up tier. That's a big question that comes up. Well, hey, do you have any catch-up tiers? And the answer should always be, well, duh.
Yeah, and this is where you start, and the next one is similar. It's Canadian Shield issue 2. Maybe you got issue 1, but you didn't get issue 2.
All right.
Now you can get issue 2. And then again, it's $10 plus shipping Canadian. And then the triple play. Maybe you haven't got any of them, and you want to start from the beginning. You can get all 3, and they'll all be signed. So
nice.
You're saving $5 on there. You're saving $5 on the shipping. You save a lot of money with this one.
Well, yeah, no. If you're a U.S. customer, you're saving $20 on shipping, and you're saving $10 because they're signed. That's a great value right there. That's like half off. That's 50%. That's great. The triple play is a great value right there. So no, if this is your first introduction to Canadian Shield, get them all. Get them all, absolutely.
And then, of course, we have the Lorenzo, our favorite reptilian representation. He is almost, as you know, always asking for 2 of everything in a campaign, or a book thing where you can get it. So, he did that with my first campaign. I didn't know what to call the tier, so I just named it after him. So you get
Yo,
2 issues of the Canadian Shield, 3, and they're both signed.
see, oh, dude, now that's absolutely fantastic. So that's a $40 value for $25. Yep,
And
one
then,
for
of
you,
course,
one
you
for a
save a
friend,
little
one
bit on
to
shipping too.
heck yeah. No, collect that because in 10 years those are going to be worth something because Rick's going to have grown an empire by then. Mark my words.
And
What
now
you got
we're
next?
in digital Canadian Shield 1 remastered for $2.
Hey, there you go.
And this is actually a buck less than my actual website. I put it down for the
Ooh, so
campaign.
that's an exclusive for this campaign,
Yeah.
and inexpensive. I like
Yeah.
that.
And actually, I
with
think on my I'm not sure on my website whether it's $3 US or Canadian. I forget, but
okay.
but still,
Well,
it's a savings. Even if it's $3 Canadian, here it's $2.
I love it. I love it. And what you got next, my friend?
Well, issue 2 for digital. For
Okay.
$2.
Cool. And that's cool. That's cool. What's next? What you got? Give me
The
more.
digital triple play, all 3.
Hey,
And again,
there you go.
by getting all 3, you save a couple bucks. Because 5, 2, and 2 is 9. You're getting it for 7.
Oh, for real, that's $5 US. I mean, holy moly, folks.
I believe in trying to give my customers some deals.
No, dude, I love a good value, especially in today's economy, especially with the international shipping being so crazy. It's a very divisive subject, the subject of digital comics, because there's these concerns about piracy, and I'm like, look, if it's good enough to get pirated, then I'll make plenty of money. I'm not worried about it.
Well, there's the thing too. If they want to go and put my book out other places and get me more well known, thank you very much.
Hey, you know what? You should just look. My plan is to cut them off at the pass. I'm going to upload low resolution versions of my books to the pirate sites and just cut them off at the pass. And it's going to be a low res version. It's just like, look, dude, you want the real one? Go pay a little bit of money. But you know what? Here, you get what you pay for. This was free.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care if you get it for free. That's fine by me. Maybe that means you come and buy the physical copy at some point.
Hey, if you get it for free, at least give them the courtesy of giving them a positive review. Say what you like about it. All right, let's see here. What we got for $10? Ooh, an 11x17 mini poster. Ooh, do love that.
Yeah, this is, of course, John Dillard's cover from issue 1 from the first printing.
I would say John Dillard's iconic cover from the first issue.
Yeah, and actually, I think he did this before I even went live with the campaign because I have made these posters to sell at a convention. I've still got a bunch left. I probably got more than 20, but I just want to make sure they're in good shape because some of them are, but I know 20 for sure are. So,
hey, folks, get in on that. So that's more or less a collectible item.
And it's got John Dillard's signature on it. And I don't say that I'll sign it, but if they want me to sign it, I will sign it as well.
I was just about to say that you should number and sign them. If you numbered and signed those, I think they would move.
Yeah. The only problem is I have sold a few in the past or given away a few in the past because, like I said, when I printed them, I printed more than 20. I probably printed, 50 or 100 or something like that. So I don't want to give anybody false thing that there's only 20 of these out there. No, there's more than 20.
We could put like a little CS3 CS3, 1 of 20. You know, that so that people know this from the Canadian Shield 3 campaign. It's 1 of 20 that were done. And, you know, it makes it a little special, a little exclusive, a little special. But, you know,
Yeah.
That's
now,
really cool.
I guess I could do. What was the thing about drawing an image on an extra
A
image
remark.
on the back? A remark, you know, 1 of 20 remark or whatever. I guess I could do something like that, but you know, do a drawing.
That would be kind of cool, like a little unique, dude, a little remark on there. That would be, especially if you had a nice metallic pen. People love the metallic pen remarks. That's cool, man. Then we got $2 plus shipping for the Canadian Shield Power trading card.
Yeah.
And so that's got like all the little stats and whatnot on the back of it.
A little bit of his history, and then, you know, where, you know, like his strength, his knowledge, agility, stamina, energy blast, intelligence, fighting ability, speed, wisdom, durability. You know.
Right.
So, you know, eventually I'm going to have something up on my website saying exactly what they mean for each number, but you know,
yeah,
well, I know what each number is, what it says, but I don't have a definition for all of them.
you don't have the little cheat sheets that, like, little cheat cards that that Marvel and DC came out with, that kind of like each one of those cards was just broke down the stat and what each of the different level meant.
Yeah. And I want to do that and put it up on my website at some point. You know,
I was about to say that's a perfect place to put it, so people could go look it up and like, oh, where does this measure up against? What's the human average?
Yeah. And so, you know, the John Sims one is going to have this thing on the back too.
I like that. Hey, you got to build an empire one territory at a time, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the messenger power card. Dude, that guy is OP. Look at that. Look at those stats.
He's an angel. What do you expect?
He just comes in and raffle stomps the whole shebang. He said, rackle frackle, raffle stomp. I love it.
And so what's great about this one is, up until now, you don't really have any of his history, but I give you a little bit of his history in there.
That's cool. A little bit of something outside the pages, which is kind of neat. I always loved that about the trading cards and with the dossiers that that Marvel and DC put out, and later the other comic book companies put out little dossiers on all the characters. Those are always cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. So $2 plus shipping, and the shipping on that's pretty low, I assume, because it's a little
it's probably like $1.
Yeah,
either put a buck or two. I think I put either a buck or $2 for the shipping Canadian for it, you know, and that's worldwide. I didn't care, you know. It might be $3 or $4 if this, and you know, like a small envelope somewhere over.
Roger that.
The weight is so little. And then the villain from the last issue, power card.
Mexico.
Yeah. And again, with him, you get his history. You know, you get to know a little bit more about him on that. And again, with his power stats.
You see, trading cards and dossiers is where the quote-unquote boring exposition is actually exciting. Because now you're getting a little slice of information behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah, and again,
normally would have just slogged down a book.
Yeah, and again, none of this information, or very little of it, is revealed in the book.
See, I love it. A little bit extra. That's cool, man.
You know,
that is cool. What else you got, man? What else? More. All 3 trading cards. Ooh, look at that. You get to save $1. Oh, actually, you can save a few bucks. Once again, that's about 50% off.
Now, there is a 4th one in this set, but that's Snowdrift. I did I did her on the last campaign because I was doing well, I was doing her first book as well, so that's why she had that one. But
Right.
that's going to be available on the Snowdrift campaign that I will be doing, hopefully in January or December or January. Hers will be on there,
Cool.
and
That is cool.
hopefully very soon we're actually going to be having some metal trading cards up. A metal trading card of the Canadian Shield
yeah.
one.
Have are you talking about the one that the Based Art Department's been putting out?
I'm not sure. I went to I think it's Ready Comics or I forget the
Okay.
printing. Printing something.
Okay. Well, that's cool. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, let's see what you got. What you got? Oh,
yeah, right here.
through Ready Comics. Okay.
Yeah, that's the site that I got them off of.
Okay. I was just curious
And
because
then, go ahead.
And I'm guessing that those are laser etched.
I guess so. I'm not sure exactly how they do it.
Okay.
I just Hero Shack has gotten them from them before. That's how I found out about them.
Right.
Okay. And something else that will probably be coming soon. Now, don't mind the shirt that it's on. My boss that I work at, he has a T-shirt printer, one that puts the stuff right into the fabric.
Yes, sublimated printing.
Yeah. He thought it was supposed to be cotton that you printed on, and we found out when we went to do it that it was polyester. And he had a polyester shirt, but it was from one of his daughters. It was too small for her now. So I do have a little bit of a concept of what it would look like, but on a bit of a small shirt and a little bit girly looking.
It is a small. Hey, that's pretty cool, man. Heck yeah. Sublimated print. Sublimated printing is really good. It can take a lot of abuse.
I actually ordered 5 large polyester shirts, and the supplemental paper, he's willing to, for the first couple, to test to see how well it goes. He's willing to, let me do for free. So, basically, if all I have to do is buy the shirts and the sublimation paper, and the printing is free.
Oh, that's way cool. So, that's really awesome. That's
so
awesome
that will bring my cost probably down dramatically. So I can hopefully sell them at a very good rate, and hopefully they will be up on the campaign before it ends.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome because I do like a good merch. I'm a t-shirt and a hat guy. I wear t-shirts and I wear hats all year round.
Yes, I like to wear t-shirts all year round too.
That is some cool stuff, man, dude. Yeah. So everybody out there in TV land, make sure that you go share this campaign out, dude. Get in on this, share it out. Low prices. Yo, what's up, Christopher Brown? What's up, Laughing Rogue? You know what? I have to go to my YouTube. I do. I have to go to my YouTube because Mr. Brown does not have a wrench, and that is unacceptable because Rick knows what I do around here. I give out the wrenches so that people can promote themselves. Yay! I actually really only have 4 moderators for the whole channel. But let's go ahead and we're going to add you as a standard moderator. There you go. Boom. With great wrench comes great responsibilitros, as we say around here. Responsibilitros.
What is Trilotros?
It's a reference to Key and Peele. It's from one of my favorite skits called Terry's. It's where these two crazy dudes are up on a plane, like anticipating a terrorist takeover of the airplane, and they're insane and stupid. And one guy goes, "You know what they say? With great responsibility comes great responsibility." They speak nonsense. We going to Drax, them sclounced. It's a great skit. I do highly recommend people go check that one out. We gonna get hypothetical up on their clavicle. I said skeet, skeet, skeet.
Christopher, I can't. I must say, you do not have the power. That is not the He-Man power sword. That is just a wrench like you two.
He-Man. I'll get you next time, He-Man. Yes, I see you out there. You bumbling buff buffoon. You muscled moron. Evil Lynn, where's my coffee? Is this sweet and low? What, we're live?
Hey, you want somebody that does a good Skeletor?
Thank you.
There's a channel called Shaniology. The guy dresses up as Skeletor all the time and does reviews on stuff.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. It is a good Skeletor. I was also going to say Stark of Iron does a good Skeletor as well. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. And in my opinion, that is the best membership in all of YouTube that I've ever paid for, because he's got those member-only streams, the live ones where the members can come up on the panel if they so wish. Those are just, they're so funny because they're not open to the public. Doesn't care about monetization on them. It gets crazy in there. Not too crazy, but crazy enough. And thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. We like to get funky with Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up for Canadian Shield.
That's what I was going to ask next. What's next for Canadian Shield?
Well, Canadian Shield 4, actually Alpha Proto, who's doing the thing, the Ashton, is actually going to be drawing up Canadian Shield 4.
Oh, man. Well, I hope the best for you, Chris. Sorry to interrupt you, Rick. But Christopher Brown, he's in the ER right now. Well, I hope everything turns out okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Goodness. Sorry, go on, Rick.
Yeah. Alpha Proto, who's doing the Ashcan for Canadian Shield Ashcan, will be drawing up and inking Canadian Shield 4. Changing artists. He's going to cost a little bit more than my present artist. But, I can get in touch with him a little easier and all that. So that's always good.
Hey,
sometimes
that's
it's a
good
hard
stuff,
hard
man.
game. And I'm really liking the way that he does the art and all that. So, and he might even be coloring it too.
Okay. That's cool, man. I am of digging it.
But before Canadian Shield 4 comes out, we will be doing Snowdrift number 2, which hopefully will be going live around in December or early January. That's the hopes for that. And then after that will come a totally new character called The Flame. Which after that campaign is Snowdrift 2 one is fulfilled, that will hopefully be going live. And Snowdrift 2 is being penciled by John Dillard and inked by Flyfire Pro and colored by me. And The Flame will be drawn and inked by Flyfire Pro and colored by me.
That's cool, man. I'm digging it.
So, and then of course after The Flame 1, we have Canadian Shield 4. will be coming up, and then well, it'll be Snowdrift 3, but I'm not sure what the plans are. That's what the plan. I know what the plans are after Canadian Shield 4, but I'm not sure what the timing is like at this point. I'm hoping
Right.
Canadian Shield 4 will be up for a campaign around June of next year, maybe July, depending on how fast things go.
Okay. Well, I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. So everybody out there, make sure you go share out this campaign. Make sure you go back this campaign. Drop some money in Rick's jar, and he will entertain you. We will crank up the Calliope, and he will dance like a monkey.
And I do at that point. I do have 8 issues, well, including the 3 that I've done for doing. I do have 8 issues written of Canadian Shield. So.
Oh, that's fantastic! So you've got long-term plans on that.
I've got 8 of Snowdrift written up, and I've got 12 of the Flame written up.
Wow, dude! So you're in this for the long haul.
And my other 2 characters, they don't. My Insecto, I have 5. Ozona, I have 1.5 or 1/3 or something like that.
Okay.
The Wiz, I have 2 or 3, maybe more, and Electride, I have 2. So that's 7 characters. I have quite a few stuff ready to go, and I've got to actually start writing soon again for some things to start. So I have more scripts done. I want to get a whole bunch done. I just got to sit down and stop letting myself get distracted.
That's awesome. Okay, man, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You ready?
I guess.
All right. So here's the deal. You got 10 seconds to sell everybody out there on Canadian Shield. Let me know when you're ready, because I'm gonna full screen you, and I'm gonna put the spotlight on you, extra heat.
Okay.
Elevator
we'll
pitch.
See what we can do.
Elevator pitch. Short, sweet. Sell them. Tell them why they need this book in their life. Show your enthusiasm. Don't be a flush. Be a winner. You ready?
I guess so.
All right. Ready? In 3, 2.
1. You guys need to get the Canadian Shield because he is the friendly giant. He is 8 foot tall, built like a brick house. He's got the powers of Superman. Probably not quite as powerful as Superman, but he'd give Superman a run for his money. And it's good, wholesome, fun. You're not going to find it anywhere else like this because I'm trying to combine all the goodness of all the eras, which I don't think you're going to get from anybody else across comics.
Dude, that was nice. Short, sweet, to the point. Good. You've definitely been your game has been going up, man. I absolutely love it. No, Rick, I want to thank you very much for coming on as my special guest.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, dude, anytime, my man. I'm probably going to get back to streaming here again because now that the temperatures are finally starting to go down, I can actually close the door to my office. I don't have any AC in here. Well, it's either computer or air conditioning. There's no both.
And to give somebody else sort of a shout out, about 9 o'clock on Drawn Quarter Fan Edition or Ultimate Edition, they are going to be drawing up Timothy Olsen's character, Zed and Odysseus, his parody of R2-D2 and C-3PO. So,
yeah, dude, that one looks hilarious.
So I'm going to be
I love that picture where they're wearing like the scrap metal of not C-3PO and not R2-D2. Totally not them.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be on there. I'm going to be drawing them up as well. I'm going to be going over there to do that. I was on there last week promoting Canadian Shield, and
nice.
I heard that they were doing that, so I figured gotta go support my buddy Tim,
Oh, absolutely,
and
absolutely.
of course
So,
probably tease him a little bit while there.
and you can find Rick over on X at comics_cross. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah,
Comics_cross.
I can get that for people.
So, everybody out there, make sure that you go follow Rick on X. He's got Instagram, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's on
I'm on
Facebook.
pretty
I know,
much
because
all
that's
the
like the
social
first thing that
media.
comes up.
Pardon?
Hey, man. Yeah, no, it's funny because when I search you, right? Because that's what I do. I search people, and so yeah, go follow him on X, and your Facebook's the one that comes up first, and
yeah,
then X.
I have a page and a group on Facebook. The group, there's media stuff there that you can read bios. You can actually, there's the first 6 scripts of Canadian Shield on there, maybe more.
Ooh,
There's
Whoa.
the first issues of several other characters that are coming out. Some of the ones I mentioned, so you can get enough to see what's coming up for some of them. Now the scripts are going to probably be tweaked because of some minor editing and all that.
right.
Because
Well,
we're going over them with Metal, getting all the spelling, the grammar, and maybe some other minor stuff changed. In that way.
Hey,
make it
I'm digging it.
read
And,
better.
if there's one thing that my ever loyal audience absolutely loves, it's exclusivity. So make sure that you follow Rick on X. Go over to Facebook. Go join the Canadian Shield group. Make sure that because dude, behind the scenes, you could watch this grow. I've been watching Rick grow for what close to over 7 years now, right?
Yeah,
Just about.
and of course,
Yeah.
while the campaign's on, and probably even after, a lot of times, 3 or 4 times a week, they can see me coloring up the Canadian Shield 3 on my channel here
Mhm.
on YouTube. And then, of course, on Thursday nights, normally at 7 o'clock, I have something called the Silhouette Game. So
That one's
that's
fun, man.
so you're trying to guess, comic characters, TV characters, video game characters by their silhouette. Sometimes it's
So
easy,
make sure you go over
sometimes-
to YouTube and subscribe, and you make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss a single episode from Cross Comics and Rick Piper. It's absolutely fantastic. Make sure you go back the Canadian Shield, share it out over on social media. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs down button, leave a comment in the description below. Tell me what trash I am and how awesome Rick is. Nothing but nice things about Rick, but you can, tear into me. I'll take his hits. I'll jump in front of the bullet for you, Rick.
Thanks.
Dude, brother,
How about we
it's
let
always
Canadian
good to
Shield
see.
do it? Oh yeah, and anybody behind me,
Mhm.
it's the life-size standee of the Canadian Shield.
That
He
yes,
That's how tall he stands. He's 8 foot tall. Here, let me show you how tall compared to me. I'm like 5'7".
okay. You come up to his nipple. And that's hilarious. That is so cool, man. I love that standee. That is just see that right there. That's some confidence in your brand. That's staying power, man. I want to see you grow. I want to see you be successful.
I want to get it to more places that I go, more cons. Unfortunately, right now, I only get him to Hamilton Comic Con because
I dig it.
he's hard to travel with. He's a little big.
He is hot. I can imagine that, especially if you don't want him to get damaged. It requires special shipping. Like, what do you do? Sandwich him between 2 sheets of plywood?
I don't know. I want to get him. I want to get an art thing for him.
An art portfolio big enough to hold him? They
Yeah.
make them.
Yeah.
I used to have a 6 foot by 4 foot portfolio, and there were biggers. There were bigger.
Yeah.
At the store.
I've looked on Amazon. I haven't ordered it yet, but before just over 2 years ago, I looked for it, or around 2 years ago, I was looking for it, and I seen them
I would
there.
check Blix.com, Dick Blix, man, because I
Send me
saw the
that,
giant.
if you can't, send me that a link to them because I'm gonna
Oh,
forget to look
absolutely. Yeah, Blix.com is absolutely funny, absolutely fantastic. Dick Blix is a veteran of the art supplies community. They had a store down in Pasadena, California, and dude, it's artist heaven. There's
Oh,
everything you need. It's like
yeah.
the FAO Schwartz of art.
And something else that I just remembered that hopefully will be coming soon because I've got a 3D model made of the Canadian Shield.
Oh,
I
let
had
me
it printed
embiggenate you again. Look at that. Heck yeah, we just need to get that posed.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not sure whether you know Fitzchozo. He's doing the stuff that hopefully will allow me to pose it because I didn't realize I was paying. I went and rigged it myself, but I didn't
Right.
realize it wasn't.
It's full of triangles. It doesn't have loops.
Yeah. So
Yep. Nope.
And that's my fault. I didn't realize what I was paying for. I thought I'd be paying for that. Be able to rig it. And then everything would be all right. But I rig it to do that last step, and it ends up deforming him.
Yeah. No, that's the way it goes with sculpts and stuff like that. There's a few ways around it. The easy way costs money. The hard way is actually not that hard to learn how to do proper topography, retopology.
As soon as I can get him where I can pose him, I was hoping to have him on this campaign, but if not, hopefully on my suit. Now I thought maybe I could just put the file up for grabs.
Yeah.
And then people can do it themselves or whatever.
Yeah. No, I dig that. Yeah.
Or print it out like that, and paint it themselves.
Yeah. Let's talk this weekend, dude. You hit me up this weekend, and because I have I have experience in the field.
Okay.
And we'll talk. We'll see what we can do about finding you a good, solid solution. All right, folks, it is that time. We have been at it for an hour and a half, or if you showed up for the part where I had to get some static off my chest, we've been here for 2 hours. But it is time to go, everybody. Everybody out there in TV land, make sure you go follow the Rick Piper over on the YouTubes, over on the X's. That's right. Go back Canadian Shield over on Fund My Comic today. Get the ketchup tears. Get them signed. Ask him to put a smear of peanut butter on it. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. He'll accommodate. He'll accommodate. You pack it in poutine and ship it off to you. Just ask nicely.
I'm not sure whether packing it in poutine would be a good idea. You might not want to touch it afterwards. I love poutine, but that would make an awful messy comic.
Yeah, plus, like a week to 2 weeks in the mail. That poutine, it's whew.
It might have walked through it and had been processed through your body.
It's pre-digested. It's probiotic. Eat it. All right, everybody out there in TV land, thank you very much for joining me. Special thanks to my special guest, Rick Piper. Dude, always glad to see you. Yeah. And make sure that you guys out there just, stay magnificent. And now it's time for the big outro. Big outro song with art scrolling by. Big outro song. Okay, goodbye. Bye-bye. 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 As I